Welcome to today's video. My name is Raeanne. I am so glad you're here. Today we're going to be giving this desk area a makeover. My home was built in 1992, so there's a lot of honey oak around, and right now it's just not in the budget to rip this out and replace it. I'm also still kind of thinking what I want here, so for now we're gonna give it a makeover because I was so tired of staring at the honey oak color. The top is also like a really thin piece of like laminate and it just needs to go. So we're gonna start by clearing it all off, giving it a good wipe down. I'm gonna share with you how much things cost. I was able to do this for like $85, not including the decor that I buy. And I'll share with you what worked and what didn't work, what I would change, and all the fun things. Aren't these the weirdest knobs ever? Maybe they were in style back in 92. I don't know. I have not seen them in any of our, I think this is our 8th house now. I have never seen anything like them, but we're gonna get rid of them. I'm not even gonna save them. They're going in the trash. So I will show you which ones I pick in just a little bit. But this area is actually in our dining room. So the dining room table is just on the other side of me. I have gone back and forth. I don't have an office in our house, so I was like, maybe I should keep it a desk area and just, replace it with better and bigger drawers. I have played around with the idea of putting a mini fridge over here with a set of drawers next to it. It's kind of going to depend when we do our kitchen makeover, what we decide to do with the rest of the spaces in the dining room and the kitchen. And then I'll figure out what needs to go here permanently. The first thing you want to do if you're covering up any honey oak is prime it. This is the Zinsser 123 primer. I have like a huge bucket. You can kind of see it behind me over there because I have a lot of honey oak in my home. So whenever I paint trim, doors, or anything that's wood, I always put this on first. And I will tell you, I actually painted our pantry door without putting this on, and I am on coat like 5 or 6 of regular paint with no primer, and the orange is still showing through. So I'm gonna have to go to that door and put on a coat of primer and then do another coat of paint because I can just see the orange through it. So normally if I was going to keep this desk, I would definitely give it a good sanding first, really make sure that I do this like the right way, but this is not a permanent fixture here. Hopefully within the next like 1 to 2 years we can get rid of it. So it's just kind of a temporary solution for now, which is also why I'm just gonna paint the countertop. Again, I am doing a coat of primer first so that the paint will stick better, but I'm just gonna paint it and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we have 1 coat of primer on. I just did this with a brush. I could do the bigger spaces with a roller, but it was kind of like, well, I really don't want to get out a roller and a pan, so I just continued with my brush. And now we're doing the first coat of paint. I am doing Pure White by Sherwin Williams because that is really what the majority of my house is at this point, or will be, is the pure white color. So I just decided to do the desk in the same color, although I did choose to do semi-gloss on this, so it will be a little bit more shinier than my walls are. I have painted 2 kitchen countertops in 2 of our previous homes, and I made sure with those I did like a really good job. So I primed them, I painted them, and then I put an epoxy sealer over them. And if you're gonna do your kitchen counters or bathroom counters and you want to paint them, definitely use an epoxy over it. It is a little bit messy, it's a little bit trickier to work with, but I highly recommend it. It is food safe, it is thick, it's shiny, it will last a long time. But here I was just like, you know what? we're gonna get rid of this desk at some point, so I'm just gonna keep it easy and just paint it for now. This is the backsplash I decided to get off of Amazon, and it is thick. It is super sticky. Like once you put it on, it's not gonna come off. I am very pleased with the quality of this peel and stick backsplash. I just put it up here to kind of see how it would look. I was hoping for a little bit smaller hex, but that's okay. It is fine the way it is. And the gold is actually a very thin sheet of metal. So I had to go to Lowe's and get like some heavy duty like wire cutting scissors to cut this because my regular scissors weren't working and a razor blade that we had wasn't working either. So I had to go and grab these, and this is what finally worked and could cut through that very thin sheet of metal. I only needed one pack of these for this project, and I used almost all of them. I think I had like 2 sheets to like 2 half sheets left or something. This was a majority of my budget. I spent about $55 on these, but again, I mean, they were totally worth it, and I'm already planning on doing my kitchen backsplash with a heavy duty peel and stick because our kitchen renovation is probably still a year or 2 away, and I want to give it a little makeover. So I plan on covering up my current tile with peel and stick, and I will say I feel like this or something similar would hold up really well for a few years. So here is where we are right now. I love how it looks, and I cannot wait for you to see it finished. My least favorite part was cutting those tiny pieces at the bottom. I had quite a few of them, and then I had to do like the sides too. But all in all, this project did not take me very long, which was really nice. I am gonna say my biggest regret is the countertop. Just painting it and not putting on a top coat or sealer was not a good idea. I'm gonna put my coffee machine on here, and sometimes the coffee splatters out. It just does not wipe off very well, and if you move things around, it can scratch it really easily. So either I'm going to be doing a lot of touch-ups over the next year or so, or I need to take everything off and just put like a good polyacrylic on top. I probably won't do an epoxy because again, this is just like a temporary thing, but that is my biggest regret. If you try to do something like this, either do the epoxy or a polyacrylic if it's a space that you don't use as much as like a kitchen counter, just to protect that paint. I am in my nice clothes because it was Sunday after church, and I was like, all right, I need to keep going on this project. So that's why I'm wearing a dress. You can kind of see some cracks there, just where I didn't line up the sheets of backsplash very well. I should have gotten them a little bit closer, but if that happens, use some caulk between the lines, and honestly, now, like, you can't even tell. No one sees it, you're not gonna know. So I just could not move these once I had them in place. Like, they were stuck there. So there was no moving them once I kind of messed it up a little bit. But again, caulk fixes a lot of things. Just make sure to get it in the cracks, wipe it with your finger, and then I take a damp cloth and wipe over all that caulk, because if it starts to dry and it stays on there, it's kind of hard to get it off. So you want to make sure that you wipe it really well. All right, the first thing we're going to be opening are the new knobs, and these are $15 for a set of 5. I think I may have gotten 10 here because I also use these on my Billy bookcase, which that video is coming soon. And I think I'll also use these on some of my kitchen cabinets as well. I just love them. They are like gorgeous and super affordable. All right, so one thing that I did not like was the edging around the outside of the backsplash. I just did not cut the pieces very well. There was some space. So what I did was ordered this gold molding that is also peel and stick. And I'm just gonna put this around the edges. On my coffee bar, it's kind of weird. You can't really see back up in the top, but it goes back up there a little bit because there's a light shining down. So I didn't really need to do much back there. You can't see it, but this was about $10 and I still have a lot left. So if I need to use it somewhere else, I can. If you don't like this, they have kind of like sticks that are peel and stick as well, like just single pieces. I thought about using that, but I really love how this turned out. My husband did replace that outlet there in the middle to a white one. It was like an off-white creamy one, and we still need to pull the plug out a little bit. All right, our next thing we're gonna open is something I saw, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, something like that. But you put this under your bigger appliances and it has wheels on the back so you can slide it out. So we're gonna use that for the coffee machine. And then to go along with the luxe glam vibe that I'm going for in my home, I found this adorable canister, also from Amazon. I think pretty much almost everything was from Amazon, and it's gold and it has a marble top, and we're gonna put coffee beans in here. And I actually want to purchase the 2 other sizes they have of this. This is the largest, and they have a medium and a small one, and I want to get those 2 and put them on the coffee bar. Maybe put some spoons in the smaller one and some espresso in the other size container. And then I got these adorable mugs. Yes, Amazon. I have been using them every day since I got them. You can't put them in the dishwasher or microwave. So if you need to heat up your coffee, I just put it in like one of those Pyrex cups and reheat it that way. But usually I can finish my cup of coffee while it's still warm. My kids are a little bit older and I can finish it without reheating it up. All right, so this is that board with the rollers underneath, and we're gonna put the coffee machine on here because I do need to roll it out when I need to refill the beans. They are on the top in kind of the back, so I do have to slide it out a lot when I need to refill those beans, and I would totally be scratching the desk if I had to do that all the time. So that thing is good for if you have like an air fryer that you move out on your counter all the time, or any bigger appliance that you need to move. I will say it has been working wonderfully. So here is where we're at. A lot of this stuff is off of Amazon. The lamp I did find at HomeGoods. I went there, I wanted a little bit bigger one and they didn't have really what I wanted, but this is working for now. So we have all our coffee cups, some espresso powder in there, our cute adorable mugs, a tea strainer. This marble tray was from Amazon too. I will link everything in the description for you. I do have some cords there to the left and I just covered it with this flower and vase, but I need to figure out what to do with those cords, hide them a little bit better. Our TV box is actually down there, so we have 2 cords for that. I need to figure out how to make that look a little bit better, but I did spend about $85. That includes the backsplash, the knobs, the gold trim around it. I already had the paint, but I love how this turned out. It is one of my new favorite spots, just coming over here and getting my coffee every day. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it gives you the motivation to maybe change a space that you've been wanting to do. I highly recommend it. This was a very easy project. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you back here soon.